where do I even begin with this movie? Not only is it an amazing sequel to the first, but it's a movie that I would call literally perfect. A masterpiece of a film. Now, it's not going to get like my highest rating ever, it's not a 12, no, but I can tell you that A, one of these installments is a 12, and I'm pretty sure you can guess which one. And B, this is still a masterpiece of a movie, and one of the best action movie sequels ever made. Right up there with Lethal Weapon 2, Rush Hour 2, and what's another really, really good one? I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but point is, John Wick Chapter 2 is somehow even more incredible, insane, and badass than its original. I just wish I had more to say about it. Because it's a movie that pretty much everyone has already praised to high heaven, and for very good reason. So, all I can do is add this to the archive and move on to the next one, which I have some complicated thoughts about the third one, but we'll get there when we get there. For now, here's my written review for John Wick Chapter 2. Also, welcome back to Amy's Station, TV and movies, etc., etc. Let's just dive right in. The first John Wick was as great of a franchise starter as you could get, and thankfully Lionsgate themselves saw that and greenlit a sequel almost immediately after the original had left the theaters, promising its growing fan base to go even bigger for the second installment, even having a pseudo-Matrix reunion by casting Morpheus himself, Lawrence Fishburne, as a new side character, and a pretty funny side character at that. And the results were a huge success that even outdid its predecessor, and its predecessor was already damn near perfect. John Wick Chapter 2 is a blood-soaked, adrenaline-fueled, very highly entertaining masterpiece of a sequel, taking everything that the original did so well and amplifying it to insane levels that nobody could have even tried to predict. Even better action, the whole scene in Rome in the catacombs, one of the coolest freaking things I've seen in any action movie. Even more incredible cinematography, they get really, really creative with the one takes in this one. Even sharper adult writing, like, it still holds back nothing, it still talks about some really serious, deep stuff, but it does it in a way where A, it's not cringe, and B, it actually makes the movie even better. A ton more world building, we get more about the Continental, we learn a few more about some of the members of this Continental, and of course we have that one really funny scene where John's getting chased by this bodyguard. They end up going through the Rome Continental's front door, and they literally had to stop fighting each other and have a drink because of the rules of the Continental. Which, I mean, John breaks later for obvious reasons, but that's besides the point. The point is, when any other movie are you going to see that, where you have like this super intense fight between these two super skilled gunmen, but they literally have to stop fighting the second they go into a certain building. You don't see that very often. A much better antagonist. This antagonist is way better than the first one. And an ending that flips the entire series upside down. I have no doubt that a lot of people had their jaws on the floor when they saw what John did in the very final minutes of the movie. It's pretty freaking nuts. I have literally zero flaws with this one. It's one of those rare action movies that are just perfect. Like I said in the beginning of the review, and I'm going to say it again, this movie's perfect. If you, for whatever reason, have not watched this yet, what are you doing, man? You cannot call yourself an action movie lover until you watch all the John Wicks, because it is quintessential, incredible action, and some of the best action you will ever see. So, with all that said, final verdict for John Wick Chapter 2 is an 11 out of 10. The only reason it's not a 12 is because it's a little long. It is longer than the first. But, outside of that, it's still a masterpiece. Like, it is an incredible, fantastic, amazing action movie, and one of the most badass movies of the past, decade or so. Like, seriously, this thing's badass. If you have not watched this movie before, you're missing out. Watch it now. Okay, 2 down and 2 plus a TV show to go. And the next one I do have some interesting thoughts on because it's still a great movie. I'm just going to say right now, none of these John Wick movies are bad. But, however, it is one that I do have some gripes with. And I do think it is so far the weakest of the movies. Now, that's not to say it's bad. Like I said, this next one is still genuinely a great movie. But I have some thoughts. So, I'll see you next time for my super positive but complicated review of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Why it's the only John Wick movie to have a subtitle, I don't know. But we'll talk all about it next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Excited for what comes up ahead.